Okay. Welcome. Today we have our next story. So here I place the cards in order, going counterclockwise across the board. This is his inner life, and this is his outer life. So let's get right to it. It all starts here with these two Ten of Hearts. These two Ten of Hearts are one person. And since they are one person, let's give him a name. Let's call him the Tin Man. So this Tin Man starts this story surrounded by clubs and spades. I personally associate clubs with builders and soldiers and the men in society that protect us and preserve our land. I associate spades with advocates and lawyers and merchants and traders. So this Tin Man is surrounded by spades and clubs. The 4 and the 2 mean there is no harmony in this situation. He is not happy, but he has been in this situation for so long that he calls it home and has planted his heart in it. One day, these spades and clubs ask him to join them, to choose one of their sides. He decides to become a club, a builder. He enjoys what he does and is a bulldozer. But he still thinks of the past, and that's because half of his heart is still there. As he moves forward into his career, these spades he left behind are thinking of him as well. They are thinking they want him to be a spade instead of a club. So the spades gather and plot and take every means necessary to convince him to be a spade. And it works. It works so well, in fact. He has now become the king of all spades. The spades end up growing envious of the Tin Man and all of his great accomplishments after them bringing him into their field. And with envy, they begin to tear him down and block him at every turn. So he decides to go back to being a club. And because he did this, he is now a 10 of diamonds. He retains the same status as he had before, only his heart is not in it anymore because he chose to enter into this spade energy. He succumbed to them. We've all met a salesman. They're very good at what they do. They know how to relate to a person, and they know how to hurry decisions to make that sale. This salesman energy is not a meaningful pursuit in life. There is no emotional substance to it. It is buy, sell, repeat. So this Tin Man, who has half of his heart in his upbringing and the other half with this club he originally was. He stands as this 10 of diamonds now. Stands without his heart. Stands because he left his heart way back then. He is moving through life with one eye on the past and the decisions he made back then. In the midst of him reminiscing, he comes upon this 5 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds. This 5 represents change. When we meet a 5 personality, we usually meet them at some kind of axis point in our life. These 5 personalities are able to catapult a person. It is like a seesaw, except when the 5 goes down, it springs the other one way up into the air, up, 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 and away. Up to where he needs to be. The 5 personality awakens, transforms, and catapults all who are in its space for a long period of time. So this Tin Man comes to meet his 5 of diamonds, and she is stunning. She is everything he could ask for. They look good together, they work good together, and they are both diamonds. Then these 4 of clubs come along, and these represent his children with her. They feel complete. A happy marriage, a beautiful life, and beautiful children. And these children just may as well be a club one day too. And these past memories of where he left his heart are beginning to fade away. He no longer needs his old heart because he has found someone that gave him a new one. And he has found it with this 5 of diamonds and these 4 of clubs. So here the Tin Man is, carrying along, enjoying himself, and he meets this 7 of clubs. Now, this 7 of clubs is a lucky gambler. He is an expert at picking rundown locations and making them prosper. He's lucky with that. This makes the Tin Man overlook what he built and compare himself to this rising 7 of clubs. As he analyzes himself and his work, he slowly is becoming dissatisfied with it again. He is now going to experience this awakening transition in catapult that this Five of Diamonds is waiting to give him. And it is done. He snaps. He now realizes he wants more and he is growing old in his life. He wants to be like this Seven of Clubs. Young and free and getting major recognition in his career. He wants to be praised. He wants people to come to him for the next ideas so much like these spades in the beginning of his life. So he reminisces on this moment with these spades, and he decides to covet this Seven of Clubs and take him under his wing. Now this Seven of Clubs has a whole new business and a whole new level of recognition. He is being honored, and many people are complimenting Tin Man for coaching this Seven of Clubs and making another great part of our society. He is now fully accomplished and ready to be set off on his own. The Tin Man is happy again. After this, he started to think of the past again, and felt proud to not have done to the Seven of Clubs what the spades did to the Tin Man. Before the Tin Man can even search for his next project, one is given to him. A higher-up elite offers him the opportunities to have his name in history books, and he accepts. With his new position, higher authority, he meets this Ace of Clubs. Right here. A woman who is a master builder. The best of the best. The Ace is a worldly builder. She has built the grandest and most desired sites. This Tin Man develops a bond with this woman, and this woman introduces him to a whole new world. So now, not only is this Tin Man having his name written in history books, but he is also expanding his network and meeting a wide range of personalities. This gives him his motivation back for life. He is full of life again. In the action. This Tin Man has now become a Jack of Clubs and a Jack of Hearts. You could say he is a Jack of all trades. He is full and complete. He has plenty to do for the rest of his life. The moral, I believe, is that these lessons we learn early in life are the most important, for this man at least. When he made this decision to take upon this Seven of Clubs, he made a decision to overcome what had happened to him and to move on and be the person for someone else that wasn't there for him. He became that person. That is what this story entails. A man who went through all of these cycles, and after every good decision he made, something better happened for him, and good things kept happening for him because he kept making good decisions. As far as these spades, I don't know where they went, I'm guessing. Nowhere good. So let's discuss the outer wheel at this moment. I wanted to explain this as his outer life because this is the basics. So we have these old memories here, all of these old memories. And we have this zoo card right here. This zoo card reminds me of a funny story. I was speaking to one of my friends one time, and we were discussing how all of these leaders nowadays, they are more like tyrants than leaders. And we were with our animals and having a good time, and I just stood up, okay? I stood up and I was just like, who's this zoo's keeper, like mad at the world, So I do that sometimes. And so that's what this reminds me of. I just thought that was funny. And, spirit on high. So we're next, the spirit is lifted. And then we have Northern Lights again. And DC Skates. Museum Marathon, Alexandria by the Day, Eccentricities, Small Washington, Just Folks Stepping Out, Fine Art of Sunday, The Private Eye, and The Lincoln Legacy. So these cards I just pulled them. Since they all came out, I decided to include them all. And this basically explains his spirit's so high, he's making this decision, he's young, he has plenty of energy in his life, and